it's Josh here with the REI Black Book, and in this video, you're going to learn how to create your very first Facebook retargeting ad. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Josh here with REI Black Book, and today I'm going to teach you how to create your very first Facebook retargeting ad. I'm going to talk about why this is important, what you need to get started, and then we're going to jump directly into Facebook and show you how to do it. So as part of this series, and if you haven't been following along, we've got a bunch of videos showing you how to get started with Facebook ads to generate motivated sellers online. As part of this series, we showed you how to set up your first Facebook ad. We showed you how to set up a video view ad. And now today, I want to show you how to retarget the traffic that you're generating from your top of funnel Facebook ads that's not converting, which simply means they're either watching your videos and they're not opting in, or they're visiting your website and they're not giving you their property information. So maybe they're visiting your website, maybe they're poking around, they're reading some information about you, but they don't actually opt in. So Facebook actually allows you to retarget that traffic, those people that have not opted in, and it's pretty easy to do actually. So what you need is you need a Facebook pixel. We're going to talk about that. You need to create a custom audience, which is simply all of the people that have viewed your video, maybe they visited your website and they haven't opted in, and then you need to create an ad to show to those people. And if you haven't done so already, we provide all of the Facebook ad copy that you need in a Facebook ad template, which you can download below. There's a link below this video. You can click it and you can download that ad template for free. So with that said, let's jump into Facebook and let's get started. All right, so once you're inside the Facebook Ads Manager, there's a couple things we need to do before we can create our retargeting ad. We're gonna need to create a pixel and put it on our website. And what a pixel is in Facebook terminology is it's basically just a little snippet of code that you put on your website that tells Facebook if somebody visited your site. And so I'll show you how to go and create a pixel and add it to your REI Black Book website. If you're using a WordPress website or a Carrot website, there's a ton of articles online that can show you how to do this. It's very easy to do, as you'll see. The next thing we need to do is, in the last video of this series, we showed you how to create a video view ad. So we need to go in and create what's called a custom audience based on somebody who viewed the video. So you can see here, it's only been a day, so we have very, very small views. But you can see on this video view ad right here, if I select this and we go into our ad, you can see right now we're only spending $10 a day. We've got, let's see, 305 impressions. 34 people have watched the video for at least 15 seconds. We've only spent, not even $3. And you can see that, let me actually change this here. You can see that 10 people actually watched the video all the way through. This was a short video, it was less than a minute, but 10 people actually watched it all the way through. So we could go and tell Facebook, hey, all these 25 people, let's say, that watched the video at least 50% of the way or more, I want to retarget them with an ad. And so we'll show you how to create that custom audience. You can also see, and I don't know why this didn't save, but it's also going to show you clicks. And let's do cost per click, so it breaks down the cost per click. Click apply. You can also see we've had 5 link clicks for $1.43 per click. And so that's actually total link clicks. If we change this to unique link clicks, you can see we've got 2 unique link clicks for $1.43 a piece. So again, these are very small numbers, but this campaign over the course of weeks and months, there's going to be a significant amount of video views. There's going to be hundreds and hundreds of clicks. And so what we want to be able to do is anybody who watches the video, who clicks to go to our website but doesn't opt in, doesn't give us their information, we want to be able to retarget that person with an ad. And this is just a way of follow-up. This is a way of following up with people who have expressed some sort of interest. Doesn't necessarily mean they have a house that they want to sell right now. Maybe they never will, but it's worth following up with them, because literally for a few dollars a day, we can put an ad in front of these people. So it would be silly not to. All right, now the first step of this process is you need to go in and create your Facebook pixel. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video because I've already got one created, but I'll make sure that we link to an article that will walk you through it. It's a very simple process. Once you have your pixel set up, you're going to want to go to Events Manager, and you can see here, like I said, I've got a pixel set up and it's already on my website, but I'm going to show you, once you've got your pixel set up, how to go grab the little code snippet and how to paste it on your site, on the back end of your site. So you can tell Facebook who has been visiting your site. So Facebook knows who's visited your website. So you can see here there's been, the pixel's fired 50 times. The last time it did was 29 minutes ago, and this is since November 19th of 2020. So the last 25 days or so. So to get your pixel code, your code snippet, click on Add Events, and we're going to click on From a New Website. And you want to select Manually Add Pixel Code to Website. And right here, just click Copy Code, and now you need to jump into your website. Let's see here. So I'm going to go to my website in Ariad Blackbook, websites, and this is my site. This is the site that we're going to drive traffic to right here. And we could certainly drive somebody to a landing page, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to drive somebody directly to our homepage. And so I'm going to jump inside of the control panel on my website, click on Tracking Codes, and you can see this is where I would paste it. Again, I've already got the code installed, but this is where you would paste the code, and then you just hit Add Tracking Code to Site. Now, if you are an Ariad Blackbook user, this is also where you would post your Google Analytics tracking code, or any other tracking scripts for that matter. You can really put them in either of these boxes. It gets added to the same part of the website on the back end. So if you're using any kind of like heat mapping software or any chat widgets or anything like that, this is where you're going to paste those code snippets. And then just make sure you click on Add Tracking Code to Site, and it's going to automatically be added to your site. Now, there's one thing that I want to show you here that is worth pointing out. If you're using Google Chrome, there's a Chrome extension called the Facebook Pixel Helper. And so the way to know that you installed the code properly and that Facebook can see the code is you use this little Chrome extension called Facebook Pixel Helper. Click on it, and you can see that in fact the STL Home Offers Pixel is on this page. And it's a page view event that it's tracking. So we're not going to get into this in this video, but if you were doing any kind of custom conversion tracking, like you wanted to track if somebody converted into a lead, you could see if, different events. So if you had like a lead conversion event or something like that, this little tool would show you if it's set up properly. So that's pretty cool. Hey guys, I just wanted to take a second to ask you a quick question. If you haven't yet got started running Facebook ads, why not? What's holding you back? What questions do you have? If you could drop those in a comment below, I'll be sure to go through and answer those, and hopefully we can help you get your first Facebook ad set up. It's really a lot easier than most people think, and you can run it with a very limited budget. Many investors get started with just $10 to $15 a day. So let me know in the comments below what might be holding you back from getting started with Facebook ads. That said, let's get back to today's tutorial. So let's jump back into Facebook. So now that we've got that set up, what we need to do is create a custom audience. So the custom audience is going to be who we're going to target with our Facebook ad. And so what we want to do to create that custom audience is, again, if you go and click on this little these 9 little dots over here, and we scroll down to audiences, click on audiences, and we're going to create a custom audience. So click Create Custom Audience. And there's a bunch of different ways you can create a custom audience. You could create one from a video view, which we're going to do. You could also create one from a website. So what we're first going to do is create website visitor views. A website visitor custom audience. And so Facebook's going to ask you a couple questions. So we're going to include anyone, and this is again the pixel that we're using, And we're going to do all website visitors, people who visited specific web pages. There's visitors by time spent on a page. So I want to do people who visited a specific web page. We're going to do in the last, let's say, 45 days. And we're going to say the URL, you can do contains, doesn't contain, or equals. I'm just going to do contains because it's really anybody that visited this website. So if they were to go, if we do contains, and let's say they visited our About Us page, they got here somehow. Since it contains that URL, it's going to add that person to this custom audience. All right, so I'm going to paste that in there. We'll name this, and we'll say this STL Home Offers Website Visitor past 45 days. I'm going to create the audience. And it usually takes a little bit of time for Facebook to actually build the audience, and you can see that it's below 1,000. So this is, again, it's a very small audience right now, but I highly recommend that you set this up, at least add the pixel to your website, because let's say you add the pixel to your website today, you don't really plan on doing Facebook ads for a few months, but you are doing some sort of marketing and people are visiting your website. You can retroactively go back and build that audience based on people who have visited your website as long as that pixel was on your site. So you don't have to immediately create this custom audience. All right. Now the next type of audience that we're going to create is, a video view audience, since we're running video ads. And so this is going to be people who viewed, and we can say people who viewed at least 50% of a video. It's going to ask you which video you want to do. I've only got one video in this specific ad account, but if you have multiple videos, you could select different videos, and you can see that this video has 171 3-second video view ads. So I'm going to select that, click confirm. Again, you can select the date. I'm just going to do 45 days. Again, you don't want to go too far back because there's definitely a recency factor. If somebody visited your website 9 months ago, might not be the best lead. If somebody watched this video, 7 days ago, that's probably a pretty good lead. But we're going to do 45 days. That's a pretty good number. So we're just going to call this STL Home Offers Video View Audience. And you could, our process is the name of the video. We'll do 50% video view, and then our process is the name of the video. So I'm going to click create audience. All right, you can see it will take up to 30 minutes for this audience to be ready to use. We'll notify you when your audience is ready. Okay, so we're going to have to wait if we want to use this audience. So I'm going to click next. And then we're not going to do any kind of, we could sit here and create an ad using this audience, but we're going to have to wait. You can expand your audience by doing lookalike audiences, but we're not going to do that. So I'm going to click done. And now you can see that we've got these two different audiences created. And so again, what we can do over time, these audiences are going to get bigger and bigger because we're running these top of funnel Facebook ads. So we're running this ad here. If we go to my ads manager, we're running this ad right here, which is just a top of funnel video view ad. And what we're trying to do is get as many people to see this video as possible. And we're spending $10 a day in order to do that. So again, if I switch my view here, I can see that at the beginning of this video, we were at like $2.80. Now we're at $3.13. Again, we're not going to necessarily light the world on fire with this budget, but it is going to be a consistent stream of new eyeballs and new attention on your business. And you can see, again, 10 people have watched this video all the way through. 28 people have watched at least half of it. Okay. We're getting, we're not running any lead forms, so it's not calculating that, but we're getting clicks to our website. So over time, these audiences that we just created are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's the audiences that you're going to use to run this retargeting ad. All right. So if we wanted to create an ad based on these audiences. What we're going to do is click create. And we're going to run either a reach or a traffic ad. So I'll tell you the difference between the two, and then we're going to ultimately select traffic, but I'll tell you the difference between the two. So a reach ad objective, a reach campaign objective, literally, and you can usually hover over these, and it's going to show your ad to the maximum number of people. So you're going to tell Facebook, here's who I want to show this ad to, and it's going to show that ad evenly to as many people as possible, regardless of how they engage. Okay. You can see that this is an awareness type of campaign. Consideration, on the other hand, is, traffic, which is ultimately what we're going to select here. You're telling Facebook that out of the audience that I'm going to tell you to serve this ad up to, I want your algorithm to show this to as many people as you deem fit for clicking on this ad. And what I mean by that is, over time, over 7, 10, 14 days, Facebook's going to put this ad in front of your selected audience. People are going to start clicking on the ad, and then Facebook's algorithm is going to go find more people like those people that click the ad to serve that ad to. So you're telling Facebook that you want to optimize for traffic. In this example, it would be link clicks. All right, so we're just going to select traffic, and then we're going to name our campaign, ad set, and ad. So I'm going to call this RT for retargeting, and we'll call this we'll say sell your STL house fast, because that's what the ad's going to be telling them to do. We'll say the same thing. We're going to say image, oops. It's going to be an image ad, and we're just going to call this the same for now. Because again, you could run multiple ad sets under the same campaign, and then some of these ad sets you might run videos under. All right, so once we got everything named, we're going to click continue. And we want to make sure, again, this is a special ad category because we're talking about housing, so we have to select special ad category. We're not going to do anything with A/B testing or campaign budget optimization right now, so we're going to click next. At the ad set level, this is where you select your budget. And so since we're doing retargeting, it can be a very low budget, literally like $3 to $5, especially the smaller your retargeting audience is, the smaller your budget can be. So, right now the audience is obviously very, very small. So it would be, $3, right? And the audience that we're going to select, you can see if we click here, here's those audience we created. So both of these are going to be very small again right now, but we are just going to select both of these audiences. So this is anybody who's watched at least 50% of our video, or anyone that has visited our website in the last 45 days. Usually Facebook's not going to be able to give you a potential reach because these audiences kind of ebb and flow, right? Since it's a rolling 45 days, sometimes the audiences are bigger, sometimes the audiences are smaller. Okay. I'm not going to mess with the location at all because, again, it's only going to serve it to these people that are inside of these audiences. So it doesn't really matter what the location is right now. Can't do anything with age, gender, demographics anyways. So it's pretty easy to set up a retargeting ad. The hardest part is just getting your pixel on your website and creating that initial audience. I'm going to do manual placement. And we're going to take no messenger, no audience network. Actually, we will, since this is retargeting, we will do audience network. And I'm just going to leave all of this on for right now. Whenever we do retargeting ads, I like to go as broad as possible, and then we can start to kind of take some ad placements away as we go, because you'll be able to look at your analytics and you can see where your best results are coming from. You can see which ad placement gives you your most link clicks, which ad placement gives you your most leads. And so we'll let this run for, a couple months, a couple weeks, sometimes a couple months. Again, it depends on the size of your audience. And then we'll go back and we'll look at the analytics. All right, so we're going to click on next, and this is where we then create our ad. And again, I'm going to direct you to the Facebook ad template. If by now you haven't downloaded our Facebook ad template, there's a link below that you can click and you can download your ad template. So I'm going to go and grab some ad copy here. Let's see. Here we go. Facebook ad copy. So I'm going to grab primary text, and you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to change the market and the neighborhood and all that. I'm not going to do that right now for the sake of this video, but you're definitely going to want to make sure that you update your market. Let's see. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to add an image. And I've got some images in here already. So I'm just going to select this house right here. All right. And it's showing the different, what it's going to look like across different placements. And then I'm going to grab my primary text and I'm going to paste the primary text in. We've also got headlines. And we've got some different headlines you can choose from. I'm going to say, need to sell your St. Louis house fast. Post that right, pop that right there. And then we've got copy for the description. Grab this. Post that right there. And then our website URL. And again, I'm going to go into my campaign tracking links inside of REI Black Book, and we do have a separate video that talks about campaign tracking links. But I'm going to go and grab this campaign tracking link, and I'm going to paste it right there. And the display URL is we don't need to do anything there. And I want to change the call to action to get offer. All right. And then that's really about it. So we've got our ad is ready to go. You can see it right here. You can see different previews, what it's going to look like across different placements. This is what it'll look like on stories. So you can check that out. And all you need to do at this point is click on publish. Now, there's one more thing that I want to show you. Like I said, we did shoot another video about this whole campaign tracking link thing. But if you're using REI Black Book, these tracking links are really cool. Because number one, it's going to show you how many clicks you're getting as opposed to how many leads you're getting. And this is just a demo account, so these aren't actual real clicks. We were just testing some things earlier. But when you get a lead, what's really nice is inside of the contact record, and on this particular web form, we weren't asking for a name, so that's why there's no name here. But on this particular contact record, since we use the campaign tracking link, all of this information automatically comes through when they click that link and submit their information. So you can see that the campaign is for sellers, the source is Facebook, the medium is Facebook ad, the content was our process video, the term is a video view ad, and you can see the ultimate destination was stlhomeoffers.com. So that's really cool. So to wrap things up, retargeting is a super powerful and underutilized way to stay in front of your audience, especially in the real estate investing industry. I don't think enough investors are taking advantage of this. If you're doing any type of marketing at all to get eyeballs and to get clicks to your website, you need to be following up with those people using Facebook ads, because you could literally do it for pennies. Right. So if you have, 1,000 people that have visited your website in the last 45 days, you can follow up with them for just a few dollars a day. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. If you need to go back and watch this video a couple times, be sure to do so. If you've got questions, please pop them in the comments below. I love helping people get their Facebook ads set up, because I've seen how much of a difference it can make in investors' businesses. Like always, if you're new to this channel, if this is your first time around, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified when we drop new videos every Monday. If this was helpful, please hit the like button and share it with your friends in the real estate investing community. Till next time, my name's Josh Harris with REI Black Book. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.